the last time I reviewed this jacket, I'd only had it for just a couple months. And I think at the time I was more thinking of this jacket as, yeah, this is the jacket that you wear if it's not that cold out. But since then, after having another season of use with it, I've definitely changed how I've thought about it. So far, this has actually been my main go-to Belay jacket for this season. I think this jacket offers a lot, and we're gonna get into that. So, right off the bat, let's just kind of break down some things about the jacket. This is the DAS Light, and the DAS Light is basically a more climbing orientated version of the micro puff. I mean, even you unzip the zipper and you have the same stitching that's in the micro puff. Like, it is just more of a climbing orientated micro puff, with those features being a double zipper and more of an alpine style hood and a fabric that is a little bit stronger. Basically what makes this fabric a little bit stronger is it's actually got like a thin TPU laminate on the outside, so it's very resistant to punctures and abrasion. So yeah, so that's kind of what makes this jacket more of a climate orientated version of the micro puff. And like I said, I think at first I viewed this jacket as, this is a great thing if it's not that cold out, because, if it's going to be cold, you just want your massive jacket. And after another season of use with this, I found that this jacket actually really performs well in anything. And that could be, based on that I've gotten a little bit smarter with how I use my layering system. I did switch to Capling Air as my mid layers for this past ice climbing season, so that could be a factor into it. But a lot of it is kind of realizing what the DAS Light offers, and that what it offers is decent warmth at a super lightweight package. Whether it's you're wanting to pack it on your harness, I mean, this thing packs into its own pocket and it's pretty small. But what I'm kind of viewing as, it's how heavy the jacket is, which is not very heavy at all, but two, how much pack room it takes. So that's kind of the thing I've found this season. I did downsize with my pack. Last season I was using like a 70-liter bag. Yeah, I was using like a 70-liter bag. And this season I switched to like a 35-liter bag. So I don't have as much like room and storage as I did last season. And last season I was like, I got a big bag, I'm just gonna throw my big Belay parka in there. Whereas this season I haven't had that total luxury. So I found with this is that this was way easier to pack in my 35-liter bag because it didn't take up much room. And that's why it has kind of become my go-to piece now for any objective that I have, or just really anything. It handles really well. Because it's at 65, would you want to use this in negative temperatures for a long time? No, you'd want to use definitely a thicker Belay jacket, whether it be the DAS parka or the Alploft. Those two are kind of specialized for that reason. They're just bigger, more insulation, more warmth. But, if you're doing some, just quick climbs, or you're just going one after the other, or it's going to be not in the negatives, maybe down to like 10, probably 10 degrees, I would say this is still a good piece for. And it works. Are you going to be nice and super toasty warm if you are in this jacket when it is 15 degrees? No, but at the same time, that's not what the jacket's supposed to do. It is just meant to be a better, a lot of it is meant to be like an en route Belay parka, something that's super small and lightweight that you can just pack on and you don't even feel it. But even like in ice cragging situations, it's worked really well. It's just that extra bit of clothing that just takes the edge off a little bit more. And that's kind of the biggest realization I've had with it is, at first I was like, yeah, this isn't as warm as any of my other Belay coats. But if you look at it in the aspect of like, well, does this make my experience out ice climbing, whether I'm belaying, a little bit more comfortable, and I can pretty much bring this every time because I always had the pack space for this, that's where this piece really starts to shine. So I've been super happy with it, of how it's been performing. I've definitely like I said, it's been my go-to piece now. Every time I go climbing, I always throw this in my bag. And it's kind of weird because last season I was using my DAS parka pretty much all the time. But this season I've been using this way more. And it's just, it's a combination of things, of realizing that how you're supposed to really kind of use this and take an approach to it, but also the pack. You cannot beat how small this gets in pack size and what the weight is. It does weigh like nothing. So that's kind of the reason why I've been using it more. And I did have some, original thoughts before. It was like, we'll see how the fabric handles, because with my DAS parka, I did rip the inside of it, and that was just due to like rubbing against my harness. And I was like, well, because that happened, I'm not too hopeful that the fabric is going to stand up. Well, after 2 seasons of use, it's stood up really well. I have no like snags in it, no little pinholes, no nothing. I don't have any like where it's running at all. And I've actually done a slight little bit of bushwhacking in it. And before I'd be like, nope, I'm not bushwhacking it. I'm going to walk through this, like walk through the forest and get hit with all these limbs, and I'm going to have so many holes in this, I'll have to patch it. And it turned out that that wasn't the case. When I went out to go bushwhacking in it, it came out the other side just fine. So the exterior fabric is definitely strong. I don't have really any doubt with it. You do have to have within a little bit of range. It is tendonier, so is it going to handle like really abrasive rock like granite, like if you rub up against it a couple times? I don't know how long it would survive, but for the occasional like rub against or the occasional slight bushwhack, I think it's going to survive. So my confidence in the jacket's material has increased, and yeah, overall this is a really good Belay jacket. It's not something that will do everything, but it will do a majority of the things that you're looking for it to do. And yeah, so to wrap it all up, after 2 seasons of use, the DAS Light has become my main Belay jacket. So yeah, if you're curious on how this fits, I think I did a video where I tried this piece on. I'll link it up. So if you're curious on how it fits, you can go watch that video. And if you have any questions about the jacket, feel free to leave a comment, and I should hopefully get to it and answer it. I'll be happy to talk about this DAS Light because, yeah, it has been my main jacket this season, my main Belay jacket. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.